personally hope you make enough money to let you live comfortably. And if you need anything, we'll be here waiting, okay?
I know this isn't a tech video despite a MacBook being on the table, but originally what this channel was based on was around tech, personal finance, as well as personal growth. And I wanted people to be informed in all three areas so they can have a better life for themselves. So I really want to just talk about my thoughts on the stock market and investing in general, just because I have a little bit of a bigger audience and I've had some questions pop up from my stash video. So as a disclaimer, I'm by no means a financial expert. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just a person making YouTube videos with my own life experiences. So please take what I say with a grain of salt, but do what you want with the information that I'm about to give you. So I actually made a video earlier in the year on March 2nd. It's titled Losing Everything. I had maybe like 100 to 200 subs at the time. And I don't even think that video has over 100 views. In the span of 2 months, I lost pretty much everything that I worked towards in 2019. But at that time, that was when the market was really starting to decline. And I wanted to make my thoughts on it when it was declining. And now I want to talk about it now that it's going back up. So at the time, Tesla was at around 917 a few weeks back. It was at an all-time high, and then it dropped all the way down to 745 per share. And little did I know, a couple weeks later, it dropped all the way down to around like $360 per share. And I'm telling you, I felt like I really lost everything. And just putting some more numbers into perspective, so the S&P 500 a few weeks back before I made that video was trading at an all-time high at around 340. And when I made that video, it dropped at around $300 per share. Little did I know, once again, the market was declining even more, and it dropped all the way down to $222 per share. That's right, the S&P 500 was trading at $222 per share. What people don't realize is that the S&P 500 hasn't had that big of a drop since 2008. But towards the end of March, there was a lot of chaotic things and volatile things happening in the market, and it was overall just entering what people call a bear market. And people were panicking, people were screaming, the news was making crazy headlines on the market, the Dow's plunging, everything is going down. And on top of that, everyone is social distancing like you and me, so all we could really do is look at the news and see what is going on with the market. Something strange really happened. So after March, and I would say even through April a little bit, the market started to go back up. Even though the news was getting crazy, the cases were increasing, the market didn't really seem to care. But I took my advice that I made in that video back in March, and I didn't read too much into the news headlines. I stayed consistent with my investing even though the market was declining. And lo and behold, here we are at the beginning of June, and everything is back and even more. And even in that video that I made, I said that it was really unfair that to the people that I looked up to for investing, how they were able to buy in at, the beginning of 2008, the end of 2008, where the market was really low, so they accumulated a lot of wealth. And as we've seen so far in 2020, the market has gone down tremendously and it has gone back up tremendously. The stock market was waving its sale and clearance sign at me. And I'm a person that loves sales and clearances, so I decided that, I'm still going to buy, it doesn't really matter. And here's why. So even if a market did drop dramatically, I would still buy. If the market went up really high, I would still buy. And if the market stayed the same, you guessed it, I probably still would have bought. The point is, you don't want to time the market. You want to invest at your own comfortable pace. There are some people that invest weekly, and then there's some people that invest monthly. There's some people that invest, twice a month. I would say, especially during this time period, invest at your own comfortable pace. Don't just follow what everyone else is doing. If you try to time the market, you might end up not investing at all and waiting when no one really knows when or where the bottom of the market is going to be. And it's much better to say that you invested and made some money rather than I wanted to wait a little bit later and then your gains would be smaller, because like I said before, overall the natural trend year after year is going to be an overall positive growth. So I made a video on stash earlier on in the year, and please do not watch that video. It's so bad looking at that now. Let's say that we decide to bump up to the next tier. Now you're getting a rate of return of 0.4%. But in that video, I break down the numbers and get into a little bit more detail on investing and just my viewpoints on things. But a lot of people were asking me in the comments at that time, and even now, what brokerage I use for investing. I went from using Stash directly to Charles Schwab. And the reasoning behind that was because I really wanted to go with a financial institution that's pretty much established themselves for many years. And on top of that, Charles Schwab, they have no fees on any of the trading options that you do. Well, I think it's like 65% per contract. But in terms of trading stocks, there are absolutely no fees, which is a major plus when it comes to trading. It also offers online banking, and the debit card they give you, you have no transaction fees, you have no ATM fees, so you can basically get cash anywhere in the world for free, or not free. Well, yeah, it's free, but there's no penalty for withdrawing cash, essentially, from anywhere in the world. And I would say they have some of the best customer service when it comes to financial services. I would put Charles Schwab and then American Express next. They have the best customer service. In fact, I'll call them up right now. Where's my phone? I will call them up right now and just have a casual conversation. And they are the best, I'm telling you.
Thank you for calling Charles Schwab. We are experiencing extremely high call volumes and longer hold times.
And how can I help you out today?
Hey, I was just wondering if you could give me a little bit more information on what an IRA is.
Okay, I'll do everything I can. And the true definition is an individual retirement account and contribution limit on behalf of a non-working spouse to an IRA.
Oh, I don't have a spouse.
Okay. And then
Yeah, you pretty much answered all my questions and even more.
okay. What else can I help you out with today?
No, that's gonna be it pretty much. I just also wanted to say that you guys also have some of the best customer service in the world.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. We appreciate that, Mr. Runstein. You're the reason we got a job, so thank you for allowing me to help you out. And I'll let you know. We'll be here waiting on your next inquiry. I'll ensure you of that as well, okay?
Okay.
You have a great day, and I personally hope you make enough money to let you live comfortably. And if you need anything, we'll be here waiting, okay?
Okay. You too.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye. Best customer service in the world. If you're just starting off with investing and you seem a little bit overwhelmed, I would say that Stash is actually a really good place for beginners, because I do think investing something is better than not investing at all. And Stash really does make it a lot easier for beginners to understand and digest investing terminologies and just what you can pick and choose. But if you want to move up from there and be a little bit more advanced, or I'd say an intermediary, is move to Robinhood or Webull. Now, personally, I would use Webull over Robinhood just because I've had bad experiences with Robinhood and their customer service, and my account still hasn't been verified since 2015, even though I've sent all my documents to them. And as well as Webull just seems to be a little bit more fleshed out, and the actual web interface on a computer looks much better in my opinion. I'm gonna wrap up the video there. I don't know the next time I'm going to make a finance video, but I'm gonna leave you guys with this. The best time to invest is always now, and the worst time to invest is never. Always invest consistently at your own pace and just be patient. That's all I can tell you guys. And hold. Do not sell. Sometimes you might have to sell, but I'd say 99% of the time, if you're in it for the long run, hold. And if you guys did enjoy this video, if you want me to talk more about finance and tech, leave a comment down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you want to see more tech, finance, and personal growth content. And as always, guys, much love. Charles Schwab, I love you.